Good morning, students. Today's our subject is goods and services, and topic is concept of supply. So we start the meaning of concept of supply. What is supply under GST? Supply includes sale, transfer, exchange, barter, license, rental, lease, and disposal. If a person undertakes either of these transactions during the course or furtherance of business for consideration, it will be covered under the meaning of supply under GST. So supply includes the sale when we have to sell the goods or services, transfer the goods, exchange the goods and services, the barter system, license, when we have to issue the license to opening the new business, rental, to give land on a rental basis, lease and disposal. If a person undertakes either of these transactions, if a person is dealing with these transactions during the course or furtherance of the business for consideration, so it all will covered in the supply under GST. The term supply has been inclusively defined in the Act. The meaning and the scope of supply under GST can be understood in terms of following six parameters which can be adopted to characterize a transaction as supply. So there are six parameters: supply of goods and services. So first of all, we have to take into consideration when we have to supply the goods and services. Supply of anything other than goods or services does not attract GST. If there is a supply of other than goods and services, this is not under include in the GST. Supply should be made for a consideration. Supply should be made in the course or furtherance of business. Supply should be made by a taxable person. If a taxable person has exchanged the goods and services or make a supply, so it is included in this GST. Supply should be taxable supply, and supply should be within the taxable territory. If the supply of goods and services are made within the taxable territories, then these supplies are included in the GST. Supply of goods or services or both goods as well as services have been defined in the GST law. The securities are excluded from the definition of goods as well as that of services. Money is also excluded from the definition of goods as well as services. So supply of goods and services or both goods as well as services have been defined in the GST. These are also included in the GST. The securities are excluded from the definition of goods as well as that the services. So money is also excluded from the definition of goods and services. Money is excluded from this definition. This is not included in the goods and supply of services. However, activities relating to use of money or its conversion by cash or by any other mode from one currency or denomination to another form, currency or denomination from which a separate consideration is charged are included in services. So as we talk about the money, it is excluded from this definition, the goods and services, and their activity relating to money. When we use to money to sell or purchase the goods and conversion by cash on any other mode from one form. So currency or denomination in another form, the currency denomination for which a separate consideration is charged are included in these services. So according to Schedule 2, the CGST Act 2017 lists a few activities which are to be treated as supply of goods or services of supply of services. For instance, any transfer of title in goods would be supply of goods. If we have to supply any title of the goods, so these are also included in the supply of goods. Whereas any transfer of right in goods without transfer of title, so would be considered as services. If there are any transfer of right in goods without transfer the title of that particular good, and these good is also considered as services. Now come to the concept and nature of supply. The CGST, SGST and UTGST, IGST shall be levied on all supplies of goods and services or both except the supply of alcoholic liquor for the human consumption. So all the supplies and goods are included in this. If the CGST, SGST, UTGST and IGST, these are all levied under the GST except the supply of alcoholic liquor for the human consumption. And the expression of supply is defined under the section 7 subsection 1 of Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017, and the supply tax is under the section 7 and subsection 1 of the Central Goods and Service Tax, and this is under the Act 2017. So now what is the supply under the GST? First is lease, transfer, exchange, barter, license, rental, sale and disposal. So now come to the lease. Contract to allow right to use, where we have to contract between the two parties, and we allow the right to use for a period without transfer of title. Here is not, we are not transferring the title of that particular goods. So this is included in the services. Now come to the transfer of goods and right in goods without transfer of title, exchange, to swap or transfer of any equivalent with the use of money. When we have to exchange the goods with the use of money, barter, under the barter system, exchange one commodity for another without money. In exchange, we have to transfer the one good with the use of money, and in barter system we have to exchange a commodity with another commodity without use of money. In license, a permission granted to exercise certain privileges, and rental, a periodical payment for the use of someone else's property. Sale, transfer of ownership of goods. When we have to transfer the ownership of that particular good, this is known as sale. And disposal, to part with or alienate. So this is all about the supply under the GST. The mode of supply analysis of provision of section 7 subsection 1. The word supply include and such as in the definition shows the scope of supply has given in the inclusive manner. So there are the list: a sale, a transfer of ownership of goods. When we have to transfer the ownership of particular good, this is known as the sale. Transfer of goods, and right in goods without transfer of title. Here is we have transferred the goods but without transfer the title of that particular good. Barter, exchange of goods or services for another commodity without money, or same activity constitutes supply as well as the consideration. Now come to the exchange. Broader than barter, a situation where goods are partly paid for in goods or in partly in money. For example, old mobile phone is exchanged for a new one and some additional cash has been paid. So this is known as exchange of goods and services. Now come to the license, a permission granted to exercise certain privileges. When we issue the license to open a new business or to grant any permission, lease, contract to allow right to use for a good without transfer of title, periodical payment for the use of someone else's property. Now come to the rental, the license, lease and rental of goods with or without transfer of right to use are covered under the supply of services in GST as per Schedule 2 of CGST Act 2017, because there is no transfer of title in such supplies. In case of rental, there is no transfer of title, but we have right to use the goods. Disposal, to part with or alienate, like disposal of waste. So these are all the modes of supply under the provision section 7 subsection 1. Now come to the scope of supply. Supply include all form of supply of goods and services such as the sale, the transfer, the barter, the exchange, license, rental, lease, and disposal. We already discussed all these supplies for consideration in course or furtherance of the business. So this is a part of scope of supply. Scope of supply, importation of services for consideration whether or not in course or furtherance for business. Activities specified in Schedule 1 without consideration. So in activity, these are included in the Schedule 1. These are without consideration, and activities specified in Schedule 2. Activities specified in Schedule 3 not to be treated as supply of goods and services. Which activities are included in the Schedule 3? These activities are not treated as the supply of goods and services. These are excluded from this activity supply of goods. Now come to the schedule. The Schedule 1 activity is to be treated as supply even if made without consideration. Those activities are included in the Schedule 1, all treated as a supply even if made without consideration. Schedule 2 specifies the activity which shall be treated as supply of goods and supply of services. One may refer Schedule 2 with reference to Section 7 to classify whether the transaction involves supply of goods and services or supply is not covered. Now come to the Schedule 3 specifies the activities or transaction which shall be treated neither as supply of goods nor to be supply of services. So in Schedule 2, these activities are specified which all shall be treated as supply of goods and services. One may refer the Schedule 2 with the reference to Section 7 and classify the transaction involves the supply of goods and services. According to Schedule 3, the specifies of activities, that particular activities which are specified under the Schedule 3 are not treated as the supply of goods nor the supply of services. So these are all about the Schedule 1, 2, and 3. Now come to the next slide. Activities treated as supply even without consideration. So there are permanent transfer disposal of business assets where ITC is availed on such assets. So there are permanent transfer and disposal of business assets where the ITC is availed on such assets. So supply of goods and services between related persons in course of furtherance of business. Such supplies which are included in goods and services like the license, the rental, the lease, and all these activities are included in the supply of goods and services. The supply of goods and services between distinct persons. So provided gifts not exceeding rupees 50,000 in value a financial year by an employer to the employee shall not be treated as a supply. If gifts are provided and these are not exceeding rupees 50,000 in value in a financial year by an employer to the employee, if an employer given two gifts to his employees, it shall not be treated as a supply. So there are the permanent transfer or disposal of the business asset where the ITC is availed on such business asset. So these are all the supplies of goods and services. In barter system, these are according to Schedule 3, these are not included in the Goods and Services Act of the supply. Supply of goods by principal to his agent and the supply of goods by agent to his principal. When the principal supply of goods to his agent, or in case of the supply of goods by the agent to his principal, these are also included in the supply of goods under the GST Act. And importation of services by a taxable person from a related person, a form of his office, the other establishment outside India in course of the furtherance of the business. So a person is importation of the services by a taxable person, and it is related to a person and from any of his office, the establishment outside India. These are also included in the course and the furtherance of the business. These activities treated as supply even without consideration. So these are included in the Schedule 1. Now come to the composite and mixed supply. These are two kinds of the supply under the GST Act, the composite and the mixed supply, comprising two or more supplies of goods or services or any combination thereof. There are naturally bundled and the artificial bundled. The composite supply, this is under the naturally bundled, and the mixed supply, these are under the artificial bundled. So come to the natural supply or the composite supply comprising two or more supplies, one of which is a principal supply, and artificially bundled comprising two or more supplies, one of which is a principal supply. So the meaning of composite supply, a supply is made by a taxable person to a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods or services, or both, or any combination thereof, which are naturally bundled and supply in the conjunction with each other in ordinary course of business from one which is a principal supply. In a composite supply, a supply made by a taxable person, if a supply of goods and services are made by the taxable person, if a taxable person is made any supply to a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods and services, or both, or any combination thereof, and these are also included in the composite supply, and which are naturally bundled and supplied in the conjunction with each other and in ordinary course of the business. So it shall be treated as supply of such principal supply under the section 8. So composite supply we shall be treated as that supply under the section 8. So these are the example of the composite supply, where goods are packed and transported with insurance. The supply of goods, packing material, transport and insurance is a composite supply, and supply of goods is the principal supply. This implies that the supply will be taxed wholly as supply of goods. So as we take the example of composite supply, where goods are packed and transported, and with insurance, the supply of goods, packing material and transport and insurance is a composite supply. These are all included in the composite supply, because the taxable person is making these supply, and the supply of goods is to be a principal supply. This is wholly taxable and supply of goods. Now come to the mixed supply. The meaning of mixed supply, where the two or more individual supplies of goods or services or any combination thereof. In mixed supply, here is the two or more individual supplies, the goods and services, or any other combination thereof, made in conjunction with each other by a taxable person for a single price, where such supply does not constitute a composite supply. So here is the two or more individual make a supplies of goods and services, or any combination of these supply, and each taxable person for a single price, such as the supply does not constitute under the composite supply. And the taxability shall be treated as the supply of that particular supply which attracts the high rate of the tax under section 8. So mixed supply is treated as and which attracts the high rate of the tax under section 8. So example of mixed supply, a toothpaste, say for the instance, it is liable to GST at 12% and is bundled along with the toothbrush. Say for the instant, it is liable to GST at 18% and is sold as the single unit for a single price. It would be reckoned as a mixed supply. This would thereof be liable to GST at 18% and higher of 12% and 18% applicable to each of goods therein. So the mixed supply, as we take the example, there is a toothpaste is liable to pay the GST at 12%, and if we have to along bundled with the toothbrush also, and they are liable to pay the GST at 18%. So it's sold as a single unit for the single price, and it will be renowned as a mixed supply, and this would be thereof liable to GST at 18%, and this will higher to attract the high rate of the taxes to 12% or the 18% applicable of each of the goods item. So taxes leviable interstate supply. under the IGST, and the intra-state supply included under the CGST, SGST, and the UTGST. So the interstate supply is under the IGST. Interstate supply, when location of supplier and place of supply are in the two different states, two different union territories, a state and a union territory, to import of goods, services into the territory of India, supply of goods, services, where supply is located in the India and place of supply is located outside India. So supply of goods and services by the special economic zone, developed by the special economic zone unit, and the interstate supply, when location of supplier and the place of supply is located in two different states. So this is known as the interstate supply. If two different states are dealing with each other, then it is known as the interstate supply, and the location of supply is different. When two different union territories is supply, it is also known as the interstate supply, and a state and a union territory import of goods and services into territory of India, supply of goods and services where supply is located in India and the place of supply is outside India. These are also included in the interstate supply, and supply of goods and services to be a special economic zones. So these are also included in the special economic zones, is also included in the interstate supply. So this is all about the interstate supply. These all are included in the interstate supply. Now come to the intrastate supply. When location of supplier and place of supply are in same states or same union territory. So these are interstate supply included when we have to supply, or when we have to supply the goods and services within the same location or the same union territory, same state. When location of supplier and the place of supply are in, both are in the same states and both are in the same union territories, these are also known as the intra-state supply. So when we have to make the sale and purchase within the state and within the same union territory, not to be treated as intra-state supply, goods imported into territory of India till they cross custom frontiers of India. So if these condition is applicable, then it not be treated as the intrastate supply. So these are not to be treated as the intrastate supply. Thank you.